walking through a beautiful field and there's flowers everywhere and ocean and all these beautiful things, and there's like one piece of trash over here. And we're like, look at that piece of trash. And we focus on the one piece of trash and forget about the beauty around us. Notice that. I think we're all guilty of that.
How I love to vibe when I'm vibing with you. How I love to vibe when the vibing is true. How I love to vibe when I'm vibing with you. We're vibing, we're vibing, we're vibing, we're vibing. It's Mike and Cass vibing out.
Well, hello.
Hello, beautiful spirit.
Hey, beautiful spirit. Welcome to season 2.
We're so happy you're here. We're super excited. It's finally here. I know some of you have been waiting for this, so here we are.
Yes, and if you haven't seen season 1, it'll be new to you, so make sure you go back and check it out. It all flows together so perfectly. But just to remind you, and we will do this every time, we are here to make you feel unconditionally loved, make you feel seen, heard, and we are completely dedicated to you maximizing and living up to your highest potential. And with that being said, make sure you check us out.
Every Sunday, 11 a.m. Pacific time, we post a new episode on YouTube, so you can watch it, as well as all your favorite podcast platforms, so you can listen to us. And then make sure to check out our TikTok, where you'll get behind the scenes and different sneak peeks of things we're doing. And it'll be small, short, fun clips like that. So I am Cass.
I'm Mike, and this is Mike and Cass
vibing out.
Make sure you not only tune in, but that you reach out to us. We are truly a community of unity. When we say we want you to be heard, that means we want you to actually let us know how you're doing, any questions you may have, any comments. If you just want to send love, that's beautiful. And know that we're always sending love back out to you. Mm-hmm. So today's episode, to kick it off, the power of reflection. Mm-hmm. Ooh, so many levels to this. I know for me, I actually hesitated, for a while to reflect, because my personality is very forward moving, and so being a person with ambitions always to the next goal, I would never really take time to reflect. I would accomplish something, check it off, and keep it moving. And then also, just to be honest, there was even a little bit of fear to reflect on certain things, like hard times, because I was afraid that I would get back into that energy. Because the things that are painful, you don't want to look at those things necessarily, because you can feel how you felt during that time. But if you actually do it, you actually find that there's freedom there. Yeah. From actually taking the time to reflect and look out, and you'll find out, if you didn't know that you're divinely connected, there'll be signs along the way how everything adds up and pull together. Is there any thing that you can recall, from your life, as far as reflections that you've had, that you've gone back and been like, damn, that led to this, that led to this,
Definitely.
That led to this.
I think before we get too deep into the topic, though, we should take a couple deep breaths.
Yes.
We've been doing. And so if you want to
So always, when we're in front of larger crowds, and, when we, no matter where it is, we always start with 3 mindful breaths. And it's been amazing. We can be in a crowd of 800 people, and the whole energy of the room changes just by taking those 3 breaths. And it's so powerful, and I can't reiterate this enough. Set alarms for yourself throughout the day just to stop and breathe, check in with yourself. It's such a powerful, simple self-love practice. So get upright if you can. If you're in your car, obviously, don't close your eyes. But if you're at home right now, please join us in closing your eyes. Be conscious of breathing into your diaphragm. Go ahead and breathe in through your nose, out through your mouth, in through your nose, out through your mouth. One more time, in through your nose, and sustain the breath. Hold it. Set a divine intention for yourself, even if it's just to feel love, freedom, whatever's calling for you right now. Set that intention and release. Notice how you feel. Feel a little bit more calmer, a little more present to this moment, to be receptive, heart open, mind mind open, spirit free. Thank you for reminding us to get into that. You know, I certainly feel it. But going back into like reflection, you know, is there anything, some point in times that you can reflect upon, like how it led to the next moment, or certain things that, you know, just a point when you go back and reflect?
Yeah, I think we've talked about this a lot. The past year for me has been insane changes. My life turned a whole 180 in the best way possible. Like, I mean, we haven't even known each other for a whole year yet. I think it'll be a year not next month, October? I don't know. I think it was October.
Yeah. The spirit is timeless and ageless, because like this one, crazy. I can't even call it. It feels like, you know each other for eons.
I think our past selves, our past lives have been, you know, but so yeah, I can see how, like, in my own personal growth journey, my own spiritual journey, which started for me consciously in 2020, the pandemic hit. I moved back home from college, where I was, going to school in San Diego. I'd moved back home for a little bit, and that's when I could really like reflect in my own mind on things I didn't like in my life, things I didn't like in my own mind. I was really suffering inside, you know, dealing with so much anxiety, depression, getting out of a toxic relationship, self-worth issues, not feeling fulfilled in any type of way, not feeling healthy, like all these things. And then I started this growth journey, which I know is one of the many things that led to me getting the job I've always wanted, which is how me and him met. If you haven't watched our Get to Know Mike and Cass episode, that was in season 1. We go a little more in depth into that, but that's definitely why I am where I am now. Why I got my personal training certification and stuff, which is why I was able to get this job and everything. And all of that has led to right now us recording a podcast based around love, personal growth, inspiration, spirituality. That would have never happened if it wasn't for the steps I took a couple years ago.
Yeah, one of the most powerful things just listening to you is that by reflecting, sometimes we sometimes are so hard on ourselves, and when you lose confidence and you're having a hard time finding courage, you can usually look back in a moment, in your life where you were courageous, and look back at your triumphs and your wins that allow you to push forward. Like, damn, look how far I've come, and I'm so proud of you, because even in the time that we've known each other, it's been a 180. Like, she's taken leap years of growth, and it hasn't been easy. It's been practice and taking it on and leaning into pain and hard times, and being genuine about the growth. But it's so worth it, because even though the person I met was a great person, that person can't hold a candle to this person now, and that's just less than a year, and not just a trainer, but becoming my right hand, the one who's leading other people, who's a manager, and really about that life of helping people. It's really phenomenal to see and to notice. One of my things that made me flash back when I used to work at Warner Brothers and do TV spots and voiceovers. I also used to run a school program, where we would go to schools, and I would lead a program talking about racism, peer pressure, drugs, and all those types of things. And then 10 years later, I didn't realize that would give me the confidence to be able to speak in front of larger crowds about completely different topic matters, and helping people and inspire. Speaking of Get to Know Mike and Cass, I'm very much a true extroverted introvert. When I'm not serving and helping people, I'm very quiet. I don't like being in large crowds in general. If I go to a bar with close friends, I kind of like being a cut. I'm not a person that likes a lot of attention. The only thing that gets me out of my way ever is if there's anybody in this room that's gonna be blessed by my energy or anything I have to say, any gift I have to give, who am I not to show up for them? But that practice way back in the day, and then with my personal growth, prepared me for that moment. Yeah. And I never thought that those times would connect. You
Right.
just don't know how you're being prepared
Yeah,
for the next version of yourself. So that's a huge, powerful thing
definitely.
in reflection.
It makes things meaningful and like matter more too, because there's probably some moments in all of our lives where we don't feel like why is this happening? Why does this matter? Like what's the reason behind it? Like, you know, my belief, my knowing is everything happens for a reason, but it's like why sometimes. And reflection will tell you why. You know, not right away, maybe years from now, maybe months from now, but typically reflecting on things and really seeing where you are now will explain to you why certain insignificant or negative things have happened in the past.
Hey fam, hopefully you're enjoying the episode. This is Mike.
This is Cass.
This is Mike and Cass.
Vibing out.
Hey, wanted to remind you to join our email list for everything we have going to stay up to date. What else, Cass?
For our programs, and make sure to check out our website, mkvibingout.com, for our merch. It's some fun stuff on there. You can rep us everywhere you go.
Go get it.
Join us there, and please continue loving our episode and enjoy.
Yes. Absolutely, and I can't iterate this enough that, you know, when you want to find any part of yourself that you need, when you need courage, when you need to feel more love, when you need compassion, when you need forgiveness, you know, you can go back to a certain point in your life and find that space. When did you feel the most love?
That's really,
You know,
that's
when
a really
did
good
you feel the
idea.
most love? When was that point where you were scared, but you were courageous anyway? You know, it's not just looking at, it's great to have inspirations, you know, of other people, but a lot of times you can look to your own self and find those things in capacity where you did that. And also within that, which we talked about recently, you know, so there's a gratitude list that we always talk about doing. But as far as reflection, write down all your wins in life. Write down all your wins in life. And I literally went back to like Little League. Like I went back to like, you know, hitting home runs when I was, you know, a kid, you know, to, you know, just little things, you know, but all your triumphs in life, you know, from the little ones to the big ones. So you have all these lists of wins that you can look at in your life, and it makes you feel so powerful.
It gives you momentum to keep winning, keep doing the best you can, keep reaching that highest potential.
Right.
Like, it seems kind of like some people may see that and subconsciously think that would make them egotistic. Like, oh, I'm the best, I've done all this. No, it makes you feel grateful for who you are, feel proud of who you are, which you should feel proud of who you are. You should love exactly who you are. It's not an ego thing. Right?
That's right.
If you think you're above other people, that's an ego thing. But you can think you're amazing and incredible and so loved and so powerful and believe everyone else is too.
That's right.
That's what it's about, and it gives you that momentum. So I absolutely love that. I know we've talked about that, but we should, like, we haven't written it down physically yet, like all of the wins, you know? So we should really do that soon. And, you know, doing it in like a grand scheme kind of way is super powerful. Like, yeah, reflecting on your childhood and, you know, different kind of seasons of your life, but then also on a day-to-day. Like, me and my girlfriend have been doing that actually on a day-to-day, where we'll text each other. If we see each other, we'll ask, like, what were your wins today? What were your victories? And then it makes you think, like, on, you know, a regular kind of boring average Tuesday, you know, what did I accomplish today, and am I proud of myself for? And it makes the day really seem full and seem worth it.
Right.
You know?
You definitely want to feel fulfilled at the end of your day. Be truthful. We've been talking about that for a while. I've been thinking about it for a while. I finally went in and did it.
You did it. Awesome. I didn't know that.
So there's pages
Yeah.
of stuff, you know, and things that you forget about. And
That's
literally,
awesome.
there is no little thing. Literally write down anything. Matter of fact, I challenge you guys to actually do this. You know, this is a fun homework. And please let us know that you did it, and let us know what you got out of it. You know, and I promise you're gonna find things that you forgot about. And when you put that whole list together and you look at it, you're gonna feel good about yourself. It's powerful. It's a powerful tool. Secondary and reflection, you know, to be able to revisit certain things. So like when I was 12 or something that hurt me, right? And it was from the vantage point when you only know what you know, you don't know what you don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But then when you have eyes to look back on certain things, it's different.
Mm-hmm.
You understand why it happened. And so some of that pain can be taken off. So another power of thing of reflection is that you can actually place unconditional love. You can go back and love yourself up, you know, and I really do believe, you know, time is very much a construct. It's a tool that we use. So those wounds that we have and the things we go through, you know, the ones they last, they can be, it's like right now.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you can still be carrying pain from when you were 8 years old, you know, so to go back and reflect and to consciously love yourself up and put unconditional love on every situation and circumstance throughout your life is so powerful. It's so cleansing,
Yeah.
you know, and there's so much freedom in that, you know, to go back and just reflect and revise the scenario and put love on it. Put love heals everything.
Mm-hmm.
So that's another huge, powerful,
Yeah.
you know, thing of reflecting.
Because like if you're holding on to something that's maybe negative, like that type of energy, then that's gonna keep coming up. It's not like if you don't think about it, it just will be left in the past. There will still be remnants of it coming up in different ways, either manifesting externally in your life, or you'll be acting based out of like your pain body. So like, you know, the things that hurt you, you'll still be acting from that energy. So it's really not going away. You're not ignoring, or by ignoring something, you're not pushing it away actually. So going into it, changing the energy of it, you can't change what happened like objectively, right? But you can change the energy of it to set the momentum going forward that actually serves you.
Absolutely, absolutely. There's so much freedom in that,
Mm-hmm.
you know, it's so healing. And then I wouldn't say, I don't know, we just free flow with this, so I won't say this is last, but I would say last but not least is also going back to reflect, to break habits.
Mm-hmm.
So when you go back to reflect, you'll start to notice patterns in your life. And hopefully most of your patterns are things that are positive, but it's to notice those patterns. Like there's a reason why you are exactly where you are, you know, and when we can take full responsibility for our lives, our minds, our actions, and those things, we get our power back, you know, not blaming anybody else for what happened. You know, shitty things happen to all of us, you know, and so we got to forgive ourselves and forgive other people. But when you go back and you reflect, you can notice certain patterns and habits in your life. And by reflecting, that gives you an opportunity to just observe them and decide, do those things serve me? Right. You know, so reflection, you can break habits and patterns that no longer serve you. It's such a powerful thing to do on a regular basis. You know, when I do life inventory with folks,
Mm-hmm.
a huge part about it is to watch habits and patterns in your life that create outcomes that maybe are good for you,
Mm-hmm.
but breaking the ones that don't, you know, so reflection is huge for that as well.
Yeah, and I think kind of going off of that, like with habits, one of the things I do for myself and for others who are trying to develop healthy habits and, you know, get rid of unhealthy ones, is I ask them like, what makes you feel like doing the thing you want to do? Let's say it's working out, that's a habit you want to incorporate. What is the stepping stone to making you actually even feel like doing the thing? Because just saying you're going to do something, we all know is not really enough to actually go and do it, and wanting that one thing. So like for me, it's getting enough sleep. That makes me want to work out more. It's being outside. That makes me want to work out more. So doing all those little things to, you know, get to that one, and that requires reflection based on your past experiences, your past patterns, like you were saying. So maybe we'll do a whole episode on one time about habit forming and that type of thing. But that's, yeah, a really good like practical way to reflect and stuff. It's not all just about the feelings that you have, even though that's the most important, I think. But doing that. And yeah, last thing I wanted to kind of say was similar to the list you were talking about, like writing down your wins in life and every day and stuff, is just, I've been doing this like most days, try to do it every night before bed, but most days for the last like couple weeks, where I make a good list. So everything good that happened that day, everything I saw that was beautiful, that I enjoyed, that made me happy, that like even I always write down something about like the food I ate was yummy, or like, you know, stuff like that. Or I like am able to see colors, I'm able to hear voices, I'm like able to do those things. So it's like a gratitude list, but also more in depth, because it's that day, what happened and what did you get out of the day, and it makes every day feel full. And my goal doesn't have to be yours, but is to fill up a whole page. So I do just little bullet points. I fill up an entire page, and some days it's a little bit harder to fill up the page, but it makes you think. And I don't know, for me it's one of the most powerful like journaling exercises I've done. Like it really, for me, is better than a gratitude list for developing that feeling and embodying like fulfillment and freedom. Because I'm like, wow, there was so much even in this day that I considered bad, like as a whole. And I think that's something we do a lot, where like we categorize times in our lives, like a day, as like we just take the most significant thing that happened and say the whole day was that energy. And that's not true. A day, a week, whatever, our life is made up of moments. And so this moment to the next could be positive to negative, right? And which one wins? There's not like a winner. It's just, you know, looking at things as a whole and pulling out the things that actually served you, the things that make you feel good, make you feel loved, because then that brings more to you.
Absolutely.
It's the law of attraction, the way energy works.
Absolutely. And so like within what you were saying, it definitely pulls towards the attitude of gratitude, but actually we're saying actually feeling that gratitude throughout the day. So that's wonderful. You know, like reflection, tying each other, one of the most powerful things, you know, I say love is number one, and 1.1 is gratitude, you know, so that really does, the reflection really does lead to that energy of gratitude, because, you know, by default, our conditioning is to focus on like 90% of our life, 99% of our life is great, but 1% is shitty. And human condition is to focus on the one thing that's shitty and put our, you know, we're walking through a beautiful field and there's flowers everywhere and ocean and all these beautiful things, and there's like one piece of trash over here. And we're like, look at that piece of trash. And we focus on the one piece of trash and forget about the beauty around us. You know, notice that. I think we're all guilty of that. So that's phenomenal to have that daily list.
And it makes you, like, for me, it's made me be more mindful throughout the day, because I know I'm gonna come back and reflect and try to notice all the good. So it makes my brain like automatically start noticing more, because I'm like, okay, I'm gonna have to fill up a whole page tonight. Let me notice all the good. And
it probably keeps you from complaining too. It's like it keeps you from complaining about things that you would do. That's the thing. Like we'll do this later. But to fast from complaining,
it's hard.
It's such a powerful tool. You know, 30 days fast from complaining. Obviously, if you have anything else, that's wonderful. But I just, on my end, just wanted to finish up with, you know, going back to that first thing of making that list, dailies, and also through your lifetime of all your triumphs. I swear you're gonna find that you're a winner. You know, that you're a winner just by being here today, no matter what you've made it through in your life. Seeing this right now, let me tell you first and forehand, I don't have to know you, but you're winning in life because you keep showing up. And you look at those different things throughout your life, you'll find them to be true, all the good, and allow it to be momentum for you to blast off into the next great version of yourself.
Yeah.
We love you.
Yes, and don't think it's selfish to be proud of yourself, seriously. And like, be proud of how far you've come. You've come a lot more than you give yourself credit for, I can guarantee that. Especially if you're here with us right now, that probably means you have been on or are starting on your own growth journey, whatever that means for you. And so you've been growing, you know, and you have a lot to reflect on already, a lot of good, even if you see your life as a whole as maybe a little more negative, or you know, that's where your focus is, that doesn't mean that's actually objectively what's going on. It's just a matter of changing your perception and perspective, and you know, giving yourself a little more love, and that'll, like you said, push you forward.
Yeah.
So
we love you.
Season 2, I'm
yeah,
excited.
Season 2 is going to be a great season. Make sure you join us once again. We are here to make you feel unconditionally loved, to feel heard, to feel seen, and to be the catalyst for you to reaching your highest potential. So once again, don't just tune in, but make sure you reach out. Until next time, this is Mike.
And I'm Cass, and we are Mike and Cass. Vibing out.
Yeah. See you next time. We love you.
Bye, guys.
Peace.